welcome to Birkenwasser Knits episode 2, Jyväskylä Summer Knit Festival. I'm Katriine Birkenwasser, and in this second episode I'm going to tell you about last weekend in Jyväskylä at the Jyväskylä Summer Knit Festival. I'm gonna tell you what happened at the festival, and then I'm gonna share my yarn haul from the festival with you, and I'm also going to tell you a little bit of what I knitted during the festival. On my way to Jyväskylä, I'm wearing my new kaiku shawl. The pattern was recently published in Taito magazine, and I started knitting a new osculation shawl. This pattern was published in the latest issue of Twist Collective. And here's the old courtyard Toivola, where the festival is taking place. This is Handu van with her yarns, and check out these lovely, lovely colors. Then we go on to Aurinkokehrä, and here you can see that I forgot which way to hold the camera, so I hope you can excuse as it's only the second episode. Here is Tourulan tila, still holding the camera in the wrong way. And on to Petrico yarns. Sorry for cutting your head off with my unfortunate mistake with the camera. And on to Kässäkerho Pompom and the lovely Suoma yarns. So this is the first stop that I actually made with shopping.
Pisin ja syvin järvenpää. Risteilyaikamme on noin 3 tuntia. Kapteenimiehistö toivottaa kaikille oikein viihtyisää risteilymää. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard MS Rea. We start a cruise Lake Jyväsjärvi, and we are heading to Finland, second largest lake, Lake Päijänne. Päijänne it's also the longest and 1837 hyvälle markkinapaikalle aiemmin Jyväskylän osa Laukaan kuntaa.
Then, on the other hand, what do you think, from your point of view, what are the most important qualities in a designer?
Be creative.
You are not a full-time designer, so let's begin with your proper job. What do you do in like? During the office hours?
I am a statistician. I have a PhD in statistics, and I'm a researcher at the University of Jyväskylä. So all about math and formulas all day long, and then I come home and I like to do that with the knitting too.
I think most of us know something about your background, about your architectural studies and so on. So tonight we're going to stick to something else. You've been traveling all over the world and visiting yarn shops and retreats, and keeping this in mind, how would you describe the Finnish knit scene to our foreign guests?
Compared to other countries, I feel like we are at a state where we are so like international. We all seem to do the same things. We have the same inspiration. We have the same patterns because Ravelry, because internet, because everything. So we have the same things going on. But still, I feel like in Finland, we are a small nation. In the end, we are quite few people compared to many other places. So there is that feeling of like we need our time and space, and we need the pace of everything to be a bit slower, easygoing. So I do feel like that it is different, but of course it has to be.
I feel the same thing too, because we are in Finland. We are quite good at knitting. Kind of everyone knows how to knit, but I think it's people like us here on the boat that really has something to do with the knitting culture, the contemporary knitting culture. We have a great audience of knitters who actually don't know anything about this, what we do here, what kind of yarns we use, what is Ravelry. So yeah. Tell us something about your business. How long have you been dyeing yarn?
I've been dyeing yarn for 6 years. I've been a knitter most of my life. Both of my grandmothers, they knit, my mother as well. And so I've been knitting since I was little. And I'm very curious about everything. As Jean-François, I always have a new hobby. I try not to do that much more now, but that's what happened with yarn dyeing is, I'm very interested in how things are made. So yes, yarn dyeing in colors, but also very much about fibers and how yarns are constructed. So we are yarn dyers, but I would say also a yarn company where yarns are very important to us, and we work with mills and producers for the yarn.
I learned that you learned how to knit when you were a child, but you started for reals in 2011. I remember this one nice funny thing from your childhood. So tell us a bit about your Green Panther.
Well, he's a green-pink panther, obviously. My sister, who's 2.5 years older than I am, when I was about 8, so she would have been about 10 or 11, she was given a kit to make a stuffed toy of the Pink Panther, and being the younger brother, I always wanted to do everything that my older sister did. But of course the kit only had enough yarn and needles for one. So my mother, who hates knitting, by the way, she can knit, but she hates it. She felt she had to when we were children, otherwise she would have been looked down on by her peers. But she had this box of stuff under the stairs, and it was odds and ends of old bits of woolen needle, and all she could get from me was some really, really thick needles and some very fine, I think it was lace weight yarn, and it was dark green. I'd never knitted anything before, I didn't care. So I learned how to make all of the pieces of this Pink Panther toy, and I essentially, because of the size of the needles and the yarn, I knitted a Pink Panther shaped green string vest.
Patterns. So tell us a bit about your designing process. And you were telling today that you have, cursed a lot with 2 of your designs. So
when I started writing knitting patterns, my children were still very small. We have 3 children and very close to each other. So when I started designing, they were 0, 1 and 2 years old. So it was a stressful time. I was very happy when they were in bed, and that was my knitting time in the evening, and I did not feel like fighting with complicated patterns or anything like that. I wanted to do something easy, something relaxing, something meditative to keep the hands busy, but not so much the mind. And I think I stayed with that. So most of my patterns are really easy to knit. Every once in a while I want to make something that is a little more complicated, and these are the 2 that we have been talking about in today's class. When you have a complicated lace pattern that you have to fit into an asymmetrical shape, things can get very complicated very quickly. I was cursing a lot and I've been ripping a lot during those 2 designs. It's funny because I think a lot of people think being a knitwear designer, you can sit down and then chart the perfect design and then you're done. It's not so much like that. So it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of trying things out, seeing, okay, it does not work like that, so I have to change a little thing here, and I have to improve a detail over there, and then it is a process, and in the end you get a result that is as you want it to be. But sometimes that way is a little longer, so it depends on the pattern.
Saturday was the second day at the marketplace, and here's the gorgeous La Bien-Aimée wall at yarn shop Tititu. Oh, look at those lovely, lovely colors. That wall is just amazing, as is the whole Tititu shop, but this time I only took footage of this one special wall. And here's Stephen and Penelope's booth and the gorgeous colors of Ushitita. Look at those lovely skeins. Saturday afternoon was all about hanging out with friends at the Toivola courtyard. People were just enjoying the lovely weather. We had sunshine and it was warm and nice. People were knitting and chatting with their friends, admiring what they had shopped and thinking of what they should have shopped and making plans if there was still something left to buy at Tititu on the following day. But mostly people were just relaxing and enjoying the lovely atmosphere, and there was music playing. You could buy food, the bar was open. It was just a perfect afternoon and a lovely evening with friends. And at the end of the evening there was a group photo shoot of the haiku shawls. That was a pre-festival knit along, and look at how many shawls there were. And Johanna, who is the designer of the shawl, is standing there in the middle, and see how happy she is with all those gorgeous shawls made with her pattern. I would be too. Okay, so Knit Festival obviously means that there's plenty of knitting involved. And as you could already see in my, what should I call it, on the way video clip, I started knitting oscillation shawl. So this is my latest design that was in Twist Collective July issue. I got started on the way to Jyväskylä, and I'm almost done with the first section of the shawl. So this is one of the projects I was working on, and yeah, maybe I'll tell you more about it in the next episode. If I finish it, I'd like to tell you more about the oscillation shawl, but let's not get into that now. Yeah, and then at the Laine cruise on Friday evening, I was wearing my kaiku shawl, and I was working on another kaiku shawl for myself. But this one I'm trying to see if I can make it a larger size. So the first kaiku shawl was in Taito magazine, or the latest issue of Taito magazine, and it's gonna be published also in my Ravelry store later on. So I'm trying to get also this larger size before publishing it in Ravelry. So that's something that's coming, and for this one I'm using the same Lanitium Ex Machina alpaca linen silk yarn that I used for the original sample of kaiku. So it's gonna be another summer shawl, summer wrap. But then on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. Finnish time, it was the kickoff of Tour de Sock. And Tour de Sock, for those of you who don't know, is a knitting competition, is a sock knitting competition. So it has 6 stages during the summer, and stage 1 started on Saturday. So it means that on Saturday at 4 p.m. The first pattern was revealed, and everyone participating in the contest got access to the pattern and basically started knitting. So that's also what I did, and I had the great luck of sitting next to Tiina Kuu, you know Tiina Kuu sock designs, and that really helped me because I didn't have to read the pattern. She read it, and she knew how to make this twisted twisted, I don't know what it's called, edge thingy for the beginning of the sock or the edge of the cuff. So she explained to me how to do it, and I didn't have to read the pattern and try to understand from there how you're supposed to do it. I haven't tried it before, so that was already something nice with this pattern, that I got to try something new. But then the thing was that, at about 5 p.m. I just realized that I hadn't had lunch that day. So I was getting pretty hungry, and then I left to have dinner with some friends and only continued with the sock later on. And when I returned to the festival area, then Tiina Kuu had already left, so I had to pick up the pattern and read the instructions myself. But yeah, it's not too difficult. It's actually pretty straightforward, at least until this far. I have to admit that I haven't really felt like a sock knitting competition this year, so I've been, I think I've gotten one more pattern repeat done since the festival. It was really nice working the socks at the festival when there were other people who were also competing, but now when I got back home and I'm by myself, I just have so many other projects that I haven't really progressed with the socks. I think the thing is that I know that I'm not really that fast, so I can't really be among the, I don't know, what would make me happy, top 10, so then I just don't even try. That's kind of lame, isn't it? But yeah, there's still time. The first stage lasts until I think July 18th, so I might still be able to finish this by the deadline. Yeah, in the previous episode there was also a little giveaway, and that's why I brought my laptop. So I have sorted the comments on for the previous episode, so it's the latest one is on top, and then there are some comments also in my Ravelry group. So we're gonna start counting from YouTube, and then if we need to go all the way to my Ravelry group, we'll do that. But I'm gonna just use RStudio to get this. I know there's stuff like randomnumber.org, I think, or something that makes it easier, but I'm a geek. I want to do this with RStudio. So let's see, our random number generator gives us 4, so we're gonna go to the 4th comment on YouTube. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's Carolina. Congratulations. Yeah, let's see what she says. Does she say which pattern she wants? Thank you. Yes, I think she says that Taurid shawls is very interesting to knit, so I'm gonna take that as a wish to receive the Taurid shawl, and I'm sure she'll let me know if she already has it. I don't know, but congratulations, Carolina, and thank you for watching. Oh, and one more thing, if you are looking at what I'm wearing, this is my Lehtokerttu top. This is knitted in Sparrow, And it's one of the first patterns that I wrote. It's actually the first design that I immediately wrote as a pattern. So the previous patterns that I wrote were some older designs that I used for practicing pattern writing, but this one was the first that was designed to also be written as a pattern. So not just for me. And yeah, thank you everyone who also commented about this top when I was wearing it in Jyväskylä. I really appreciate everyone who comes and asks what are you wearing and say that they like it. And yeah, also of course thank you also to everyone who bought the pattern after the festival. So thank you. So as I mentioned, the first thing that I did when I got to the festival area was to go hunt down some of the Suoma yarns. So this is a new yarn by Cashmere Yarn, and it's fin sheep yarn, and this is a Suoma single, so it's a single ply non-superwash wool. Gorgeous colors dyed by Laine of Cashmere Yarn, and yeah, I wanted to get Suoma DK, sorry. I wanted to get Suoma DK as I wanted to in a way venture into something new. So I wanted to try and knit a DK weight sweater, but unfortunately by the time I got to her booth, she had already sold out all DK weight Suomas in sweater quantities. But what I did then was that I got this gorgeous purple. This is a deep purple in colorway Lumu, that's plum. And as there was only 4 skeins of the plum colorway, then I added some mustikka, that's blueberry, to go with it. So I have 4 skeins of plum and 2 of mustikka, and these are going to make a sweater or cardigan, and yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, someone suggested stripes, but as I have 4 and 2, it's not, at least it won't be striped all the way, but let's see. Yeah, and then Suoma single, that was also something that I wanted to try. So these are actually both of the yarn weights that Suoma has. So I got Suoma single, and I wanted to get like this really dark blue-green shade, but that was already almost sold out. So then for a minute I considered getting just, you know, 1 or 2 of all the gorgeous colors. There's a really lovely peach also. Yeah, but then I decided to just get a sweater quantity in this colorway that's also awesome, beautiful. It's called Myrsky, so that's storm in English, and yeah, it's a stormy blue green, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so that was like on Friday. I knew that I wanted to get the Suoma yarns, and then I had another thing on my mind, and that was Stephen and Penelope's booth. I haven't been to their shop in Amsterdam, but now that they were kind enough to come to Finland, I had to just check out what they have. And from their brands, Ushitita, I have no idea how to pronounce that. To me it sounds like Ushitita, maybe it's something else, I don't know what language it's in, so that's what I'm just gonna call it now. But anyway, this is a new brand for me, so I know it from Instagram, but I haven't seen it before, so this was something that when I heard that Stephen and Penelope would be bringing this to Jyväskylä, then I knew that I wanted to check it out, and of course checking it out means getting 1 or 2 skeins, so I got 2. I got colorways Fern and Galaxy, And I have no idea what I'm gonna do with these two skeins. I think they were just something pretty and something that maybe I haven't seen before in other brands. So that's why I chose these colorways, and let's see if I find something to do with them. But I'm not too picky about when I buy yarn that I would need to have a project in mind or know that, okay, I'm gonna use this one for a shawl and this one for a cowl or something. So actually I'm just gonna, you know, I like to just collect yarn. And I think it's really something that you don't really need to use all the yarn that you buy. You can just collect them and you know, spend time with them, admire them. I mean, it's not like people who collect stamps would plan on using all the stamps to mail postcards when they buy stamps. So I think the same should go with buying yarn. You can just buy yarn because you want to own it. Okay, but that was like Friday, and then I thought that, okay, I have bought what I wanted to buy and I don't really need more yarn. So I'm just gonna hang around, see what else is there, but I'm not buying anything more. So I went to Tititu with my friend Laine, and Laine wanted to check out the beautiful La Bien-Aimée wall that Tititu has. And I noticed this beautiful, beautiful skein of La Belle Epoque. This is also merino single, as are the Ushitita yarns. And I was just looking at this skein and I was thinking that, yeah, I still have the La Bien-Aimées that I bought at Jyväskylä Knit Festival 2 years ago. And I mean, I've used some of them, but I still have, I think, 2 skeins that I haven't used. So I thought I don't really need more La Bien-Aimée in my collection. But then on Saturday, when I returned to the festival area, I just had to go and get it. I figured that if I don't buy it, then I'll just regret it and I'll end up ordering it online later on anyway. So now I have La Belle Epoque, and yeah, let's see if I knit something with it or if I'll just admire it. Okay, but then also on Saturday I went to check out what Handu had in her Handu mobile Handu car, or what is it, Handu van. And yeah, she had these lovely Mohair Silk skeins, and I thought, yeah, of course you always need some mohair in your collection, and yeah, I kind of like this turquoise, so this one also came home with me. Okay, so then I just went on to check out what else is there, and yeah, this is maybe a bit surprising for me. I just noticed this yellow color, and the yarn is like, at first I thought it was cotton or something similar, and then I saw the label that says 70% cashmere and 30% silk, and I was thinking that can't be. It feels like cotton, and I asked the Miss Puffala, this is Puffala yarn, so I asked Miss Puffala if there's a mistake, and she told me that no, it's actually the cashmere fiber is so short that it ends up feeling like sort of cottonish when it's spun. So yeah, that's gonna be something new for me. 70% cashmere yarn, and this color is called Syyskoivu, so that's autumn birch. Yeah, let's see what I'm gonna make with this yarn. So this is my haul, and yeah, I have to say I'm just super happy with all the lovely memories from Jyväskylä and the yarn, and meeting all friends and making new friends and new acquaintances, and also thank you Tiina, thank you Evelina, thank you everyone who volunteered to help with the festival arrangements, and it was just amazing. So see you next year at the festival, and for Birkenwasser Knits I'm gonna see if I can store all this yarn in somewhere, because my yarn cabinet is full, so I don't know where I'm gonna put all this yarn. And yeah, but I'm gonna talk about something else in the next episode. I don't even know yet what that is going to be. It's going to be something that I'm knitting at the moment, and something that's going to be finished within the next week. So come and see next week what's on. So see you next week, and see you in Jyväskylä next summer. Bye bye.